Hi, today I would love to talk about winter trends. Normally I try to wait until a little bit further into the season to really get a grasp on like what I'm seeing a lot of, what I'm liking to wear in general. That being said, I do have like a good little list going and I just want to share them with you right now. I feel like probably like 95% of my last videos within the past year or two have featured the word ballet or ballet flats. There's something else occupying my brain within the flat sector of like the shoe game, and it's really just like embellished ballet flats. I love a good like rhinestone ballet flat, a sequin ballet flat. As you guys have seen recently, I found a sequin pair at Zara and I love them, and so I think it just adds like a different textural element, visual element to a ballet flat, which I do love, like the plain, just like plain old ballet flat. I think those are so great too. But as we're going into like the colder seasons, I feel like having like a fun shoe really ups the game for me, and I've just really been liking it. And so obviously like I can only wear ballet flats for so long or on so many days. I guess being up north in the US, I don't get a ton of wear out of them in like the colder seasons, but right now I feel like is the perfect time to wear them with socks. That's my favorite way to wear them. Now I think it's really fun to experiment with different socks and things like that, but I love an embellished ballet flat. I love a sequin ballet flat, a patterned ballet flat like a leopard print, a rhinestone studded ballet flat. You know, all of the like workings on a flat or a Mary Jane for that matter, I love. The mesh one I think is really great. Obviously it's not as functional in the cold, which I've mentioned, but I think Celine has this like sequin pair, and that's like I think what the pair I found are like based after. I love those. And then I also have seen the Alaya, I think it's called, the studded ones with the rounded toe, and a ton of people are wearing those. Those are obviously epic. I've also seen like other brands like Sam Edelman make them. Who else? I feel like Miu Miu, of course, has like sequin and also glittered ballet flats. I love those. And you know, two companies that I think do like furry ballet flats or like flats and shoes like that in general. Aloha's has a really great like Sherpa-y flat, and it's so cute. I have a pair. I have to fix like the tassel on them and then I will be wearing them. But the brand Sleeper, they have really cool, like they call them slippers I think, but they have really cool renditions on them that add like a ton of interest again to like a simple shoe like that. Really just seeing a good funky pair of flats take over, and I love it personally. Next we have capes, shawls, ponchos, whatever you want to call them. I love a cape. I'm calling this winter for me like Capetopia. I've thrifted too, and I think that they're beautiful and perfect, and I wear them so often. But there's this one specific one that I have, and it's like this white knit, and I think it's just so good. It's so simple. I showed it to you in one of my last videos. Anyway, for those of you who are not yet into capes, I need like a really good speech to get you into Capetopia, because I really think that they're like the best thing to ever exist. And I can't believe within the past year-ish, I've really only started wearing them. Something that I think is so amazing about them is that you can style them up and like really like zhuzh them up to go out in. You know, you can wear tights under with a skirt and flats or heels or whatever, or you can just wear a simple pair of denim and like totally dress them down. And I think that's like so cute too. Just capes in general, any kind of cape. Also capes layered over trench coats or over any coat for that matter, I think is a really good option. Like again, maybe more of like a shawl, I think would be really good over any sort of coat. I saw like a knit kind of shawl thing layered over something, and I thought it was so cute. I also have like my little knit collar that I thought was going to be a little bit longer into a shawl when I found it on eBay, but it works the same. You know what I mean? It does the job. But I think anything layered over jackets, which brings me to my next topic, jackets over jackets. I was watching, I think it was like literally the Today Show, and they were like doing some like fashion trend segment, and sometimes they're hits, sometimes they're misses, like from what I really like. It's not always my style. How about that? They mentioned like jackets over jackets or like coats over jackets. And I was like, no, like this was a few months ago, and I was just like, no, I don't think so. Like I'm not personally into that. And so then I recently, after that, I swear like 2 weeks after that, I saw the runway, like a jacket over a jacket. And then ever since then, I keep seeing jackets layered over one another. And I think it's like so good. And I think personally as like a coat hoarder, I think it's a great way to get your wear out of your coats, you know, pile up two. Why not add a third at this point? And I feel like, you know, something like that could be a really fun idea to play around with coats in a different way. And you know what? I take that back. You know what's so interesting is that when I saw that on the Today Show, I wasn't even thinking of it. I think it's probably the way it was like displayed, but I wasn't thinking of like in my J. Crew video, I layered a denim jacket over or under a barn jacket. And I think like that to me is a little bit more digestible, and I love that idea. But ever since seeing like other coats layered over like thicker coats, I think it's such a good good combination. I think, again, you can just really play around with it, and there are really no limitations. I feel like you can just see what works together as far as the coats you have, and so I'm kind of interested in playing around with that. But so the Today Show is right, and maybe I need to like, you know what I mean, I need to chill. I think obviously like denim in general, always like different kinds of denim, like dark wash denim is never out of style, but I've been seeing like a resurgence in like the fact of everyone wearing dark wash denim. And I will say that sometimes when it's like more early in a trend, I feel like the past few years I've been really interested in like light wash denims. And whenever I go shopping, or like I try to look online, that's majority of what's out there. And so I feel I can't find any really good dark wash denim besides Levi's. Of course they have dark wash. However, that being said, I am lying. I did see at Gap, I was in store the other day and I saw this one pair. They weren't my size, but they were in like the clearance section, called like the high rise stride or something, and they're kind of more like a sailor jean or sailor pant, whereas they're like super wide, high rise. And then they have like the two little pockets on the side, and they're the perfect dark wash. So I have those in my cart right now. I'm waiting for them to go on sale because everything at Gap always does, except for when I go to buy it, then it's like not on sale. I love any dark wash denim. You can easily thrift them. I just have not been lucky in the dark wash department. I feel like I thrift a lot of really good light wash, but I'm really interested in dark wash. And specifically, something I really, really, really like is the dark wash denim that's super baggy or like wider legs, and then you have like a big, wide, thick cuff at the bottom. And just cuffed denim in general, I've really been seeing a lot of lately, and I love it, especially when it's like thick. Also within like the denim realm, I keep seeing like this specific color or like wash of denim, and to me it looks like they've sat in like well water for a year, which I didn't like them at first. Like if you were to ask me a year ago, I would not have liked them, but lately I've seen them. I have a pair in my mango cart and I think they're really cute. And I think that they could add like kind of a vintagey, grungy kind of element to an outfit, and I really like the idea of wearing them with like frilly things and ruffles and sparkles and glitter and polka dots and things like that. I think like really playing around with them as like the tougher factor, but just because of the color and the wash that they are, that's just kind of like the vibe they give off to me. I've never really been into like the tones of burgundy or maroon until this past year. You might have thought I was going to say red, and I've said red again also probably in my last at least 10 videos. It's just like the deeper tone of red, and I think for the fall time it's obviously a really good fall color and winter color, but specifically in tights, that's kind of where I'm thinking of them as. Maroon or burgundy tights. Something I'm really into right now and kind of always is like color play, you know, like how certain colors work with other colors, and just like visually how pleasing that can be and how much it can change the look of an outfit or really emulate the vibe that you want. And I really love a burgundy with a light blue or a pink or even like an olive green. I think it just meshes well with so many different colors, and so I think like that's something that I really like. But especially in tights, I think it's like opaque colored tights are such an easy way to play around with color in these months, and have become like some of my favorite ways too. So I don't think I have a maroon or a burgundy pair, so I think one of those could be added and be really cute. So for details, I'm specifically kind of thinking of like a faux shag right now. I saw this one, I don't even know what the picture was, but I saw like a little glimpse of like a shag fur, and it was like a scarf, and I love the idea of that texturally to add to an outfit, but also just like for coziness. I think it's so cute, and I just love a good like shag fur. Again, I don't feel like I really ever loved that look until recently, and I just think it's so nice looking. I think like, you know, like Saks Potts like jackets in 2020, I really saw a lot of those. That's when to me they were popping off, where I was seeing them everywhere. And then the past, like in between then and now, I haven't seen a lot about them or heard a lot about them until recently. I keep seeing jackets that are Saks Potts or look like that are vintage and have like the fur trim or whatever it is, and I think that I love that. We're on the hunt for a thrifted one. One day I will find one, and that will be a really, really good day in history. But anything of that sort. For now, I'm really interested in a faux shag. little scarf. Again, I think you can wear it with literally any jacket, and it just looks so comfortable and cozy. So it's almost like a boa, but like a more toned down version of like a, a feather boa. Briefly mentioning off the shoulder blouses or t-shirts or sweaters or whatever. I love those so much still. So I'm going to add that in really quick because I'm still on the hunt for one. I found them. I've just never like actually bought one. I really am looking for just a plain black off the shoulder that folds bodysuit. I want it to be a bodysuit. I feel like I will wear that so often. Every time I'm getting ready for a concert, I wish I had that, because I have like one little off the shoulder one, but it doesn't like fold like that. I feel like I haven't really been taking note a lot of like certain jewelry trends or anything that I've been seeing, but something that I have been seeing are like the really chunky charm necklaces and things. And it's something that brings me like so much happiness to see, because as a former Brighton girl, like that one store, I think my hometown mall still has it, and I walk past it and there's just so many memories because I used to have like the charm necklaces and bracelets from Brighton. What's the other one? Pandora's one too, but my mom was like a Brighton girl instead of Pandora. So we went to Brighton. So I had one from there, and I would remember like, every time you would graduate something like sixth grade or something, it's like, oh, here's a little charm for that for your birthday, here's like a little cake or whatever. And I think it's so fun to accumulate all different kinds of charms, but really I love the vintage charm ones. I think that that's so fun on a chunky chain. I think it's also, as we're going into the holiday season, I think it's a really awesome gift idea to first ask for but also give, because it's also like one of those gifts where you can constantly add to it on other holidays or birthdays or whatever it is. Also, kind of similarly, I really want a locket. I think a really big locket with like a picture in it, it would be so fun. So if you know of anywhere that I'm gonna look and see like places, I feel like I did see one recently. Next are knee-high socks, which I've mentioned before, but specifically right now I have my eye on like the thin or like sheer knee-high socks rather than like a sock. I think like a nylon that's knee-high is so good, and I think it's really like such a fun way to, especially like right now, again, we can still get away with like where I am wearing that with like skirts or whatever it is. And I think it's so cute to wear with like a cape or and like flats or a skirt or dress in general. Like I'm picturing like a white ruffled dress with balloon sleeves, and then you have like the knee highs, like a flat or a Mary Jane or something. I think it's so cute. So these are things that I'm going to continuously wear whether they're trends or not. I haven't had like just a plain normal puffer jacket in years, and I feel like that's pretty crazy. Like I feel like it's weird because I'm in Michigan and I don't have that, but I've been really into more wool coats, and like I had one like long puffer from Everlane, but I really just want a plain black shorter, like normal length puffer. Unless you think like what brands make really good puffer coats. I'm not sure. I know there's obviously the Aritzia Super Puff, and then like the North Face puffers. That's kind of where my brain goes in Everlane. But yeah, let me know if you've had both the Aritzia and a North Face and which one you prefer. I'm just so curious. I've never owned an Aritzia one, but I've had North Faces in the past. Just curious. But a plain black puffer face, and I think for the past few years I haven't really gotten them because when I'm like, oh, I want to add a jacket onto my outfit, I want it to be like a cute jacket. But I think that in this phase I'm in right now, I really think that the black puffer is actually cute with a balaclava and like with a pair of jeans and things like that. I actually think it's so cute, and obviously it's functional, so I'm like leaving that outside of it, like looking to acquire one of those. I am watching one on eBay right now, so we shall see. Then obviously we know plaids, flannels, things like that are always fall and winter, but I think this year I've really been seeing them reimagined in so many fun ways. Like Eliza Faulkner, one of my all-time favorite designers. I love the stuff she comes up with, and she has so many good plaid like dresses and things like that. The plaids that they're made out of I love so much, and I think that they're just so pretty, and it makes me really inspired by a plaid as well. And obviously like plaid skirts I'm so in love with, but I really, really like the silhouettes of those dresses. And I think, especially for the holiday season, I think it's so classic and fun. Yeah, other than that, I will still be wearing my balaclavas, my bonnets, because I think those are so fun, especially like my bonnets. I'm knitting a red one right now, and I love that you can tie it in a little bow, and it just looks so cutesy because it's like so reminiscent of like childhood to me, and I love it so much. So I just think they're so fun, and obviously they keep you so warm while being so cute in my opinion. So, and then one that I actually would say is last year I didn't hear much about them, and then this year I definitely haven't heard anything about moon boots, but I'm a moon boot lover forever and always. Like I'll always wear them because they're cute and they're comfortable to me. The warmest shoes ever, the warmest boots. So I love my moon boots, and so I will continuously be wearing those forever, hopefully. But yeah, I think that a moon boot just adds so much again to an outfit. Adds height to you too. Like, I'm not usually looking to add height, but I do think it's kind of fun. I wanted to get this out before I start talking about holiday stuff because I'm working on some gift guides and things like that. So let me know if you have any requests for holiday content or winter content in general, or let me know what trends you're liking too right now. So anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're not already. And also, did you realize I'm on a new camera? I don't know if you can tell because it's dark out right now. It's about to storm. This is my first time using it, so I'm a little bit scared of how this is going to turn out because this is a Sony, and I've always my whole life have been a Canon girl, so we'll see. But anyway, I'll shut up. Toodaloo. I love you.